Lloyd's is actually the only insurance market in the world. People think of Lloyd's sometimes as some kind of company, insurance company. It isn't, it's a market. It is mainly commercial insurance, it's catastrophe insurance, it's business-to-business insurance, and then it's a whole range of specialist lines. Over the last few years, we've gradually increased our global market access into the emerging countries, emerging growth economies of Latin America, the Middle East. Now, most recently, we're hoping India, Southeast Asia, where we have our biggest hub in Singapore outside London, and then we have China, which is becoming an extremely important market for Lloyd's. The result of the Brexit referendum came as a surprise to many people, including to myself. We were strong advocates of the UK remaining within the EU, and Lloyd's is a beneficiary, or has been a beneficiary, of our main market being based here in London in the Lloyd's building, and it being within the EU. The fact that we are leaving the EU is something that we need to address. We are addressing. We had a contingency plan, which has now become the plan. Just to be reassuring, first of all, for the next 2 years, or 2 years after Article 50 is invoked, things remain exactly as they were before. When the change comes, we will either have negotiated what we would call passporting rights, which will still allow Lloyd's to operate in the EU market, as the words imply, with effectively a European passport where we can operate just as we do today. We have 2 or 3 other options, which is more branching into the EU so that we will continue to have access. That is something is very much coming up the track, and then there are 1 or 2 other options we're looking at as well. But I am completely confident that we will continue to have access to the EU market. In scale terms, it's quite interesting really. If you look at the UK as a whole, as an economy, around about 44% of our exports, goods and services go to the EU. In Lloyd's case, it's actually only 11% of our total, but of that, a significant part is reinsurance, which we will still be allowed to deal with as if we were within the EU. And then there are some exemptions for things like marine aviation and transport. So in fact, the volume of business which is strictly susceptible to our leaving the EU is quite small. It's under $1 billion relative to our total turnover of $45 billion. So it's not an enormous hit. But I think one of the issues which we have to be clear about is if London diminishes as a financial centre, it would be naive to think it won't have some impact on Lloyd's. I actually don't think that will happen. I think, curiously, London is in such a strong position. We have such strong positions in third countries outside the EU, so we're very well spread, and none of that business, obviously, is directly affected by Brexit.